Brother Painter, so nice to have you with us this day for our Missions Monday segment at the Arlington Baptist Church. I just wanted to give a slight introduction. This is Brother Painter, and if you can, give a more full introduction of where you've been called to, where you're ministering to, and go ahead.
Yes, my name is Todd Painter. Of course, I'm a missionary to Thailand and have been here since January of 2020. We finished deputation after about 2 years, and so about beginning of December 2019, finished up deputation, and then made preparations to make our move here. So we are actually living in the city of Hua Hin, Thailand, and that's about 60,000 people or so, they say, but it's really more populous than that because the countryside around it is very populous. So the church that's here is called the International Baptist Church. It's led by Brother Tim Shook, who's a missionary at First Baptist Church of Hammond. We do help him, although right now I'm in the process of starting a work in another area about an hour and 20 minutes from here. So probably for a little while we'll still continue to attend the Wednesday night services there, but very shortly we just getting Sunday services going in the area where we're working at. We are enrolled in language school here, so some people have asked me, they said, well, you're driving an hour and 20 minutes to this place, you're starting a church. But the language school that I'm attending here in Hua Hin is right here, and we have to do that, Monday through Thursday. So it's easier for me to live closer to where the school is than to where we're trying to start the church. So, and currently my visa is connected to the language school, so it is required that I have to attend. So. And that will be for some time to come yet. Takes a while to master this Thai language. So,
Well, just getting on to the language before I go into my questions. How well have you picked up on Thai since you've been over there, or even before going down there? Was it something you were practicing or pretty good at, or?
Well, and Brother Dunkley, you probably knew this from when we were at your church and talked and so forth. I pastored in Lincoln, Nebraska. My son's actually the pastor up there now. In fact, he's going to be, I think, heading to your church here in a few weeks or something.
Brother Raimundo's wedding, yes, sir.
Brother Raimundo's wedding, yes. That's one of his good friends from Bible college. So he's talking about flying out there, I think, in a couple weeks, whenever it is. So, but anyway, he's the pastor there now. But when I pastored, we had reached a lot of people that were refugees from Burma. Came to Thailand as refugees. Many of them lived in Thailand for a long time and then came to America. But those people are called Karen people. It's spelled like the English name Karen. And the language they actually use is Karen. And my wife and I speak some of that, not fluent or anything like that. I would say now I speak more Thai than that. But if you're living in Thailand, you need to learn Thai. The people group we're working with, they all know Thai very well. They do still kind of prefer the Karen language. So when I preach to them and teach them, the translator that I'm using is actually translating into the Karen language. But Thai is something can be used and is usable. And if you want to reach everybody, you're going to need to do it in Thai eventually, because even though there's a large populace of these people living in the area I'm going to, there still is Thai people there and they need Christ also. But the school's going good. Our teacher has just gotten saved recently. My wife led her to Christ. That's from the language school there. And she had told us, I guess it wasn't this last Sunday, but the Sunday before my wife led her to Christ, we actually had her over to our house so we could try to, it's difficult in class to try to talk to somebody there at the school. So we had invited her and talked to her a little bit before, but we invited her over and actually were able to present the whole gospel to her, and she trusted Christ as her Savior. But she said we're doing very well for someone who's been at it for about 4.5 months. So, but we're not fluent, anything like that. I do know all the letters. I can read the letters because I know the sounds they make. I just don't usually know what the words mean.
Right.
But we're working on expanding our vocabulary, and then eventually got to fine tune the tones, because there's 5 different tones in the Thai language, and that's the part that's difficult for English speakers, is because English is not a tonal language. So
awesome.
But it's going well.
Awesome. Glad to hear it, Brother Painter. Wanted to ask you, I know right now the coronavirus is a big, pandemic, or what's going on worldwide. And I've talked to several missionaries, and it's affecting where they've been called to minister in different ways. Some countries are not as strict as far as, the lockdowns or whatever the case may be. But yourself personally, or being in Thailand, how would you say there's the effect has been probably soul winning wise or church wise, or has it rattled things over there quite a bit, or what would you say?
About mid-March, they shut down large gatherings. Basically, there hadn't been any church from the middle of March until towards the end of May, as far as gathering in person. It was very restricted here at one time. We were just having to do a lot of things online, so forth, and that's happened, I know, in America, a lot of places, some states more than others. So we dealt with that here, but there has not been a local transmission or infection transmitted within more than 40 days here in the country. The infections that are happening, they have 2, 3 every day, but it's people that have flown into the country. When you come into Thailand right now, you are quarantined for 14 days. So any transmissions that are happening now are people that have come in from out of the country and they've been quarantined. So they're kept totally isolated. So really it's pretty open now. You do have to wear a mask. There still is, they've extended some degrees of the emergency decree until the end of July now. But as far as since the beginning of June, we've been able to go out, been able to do things. During the lockdown, we pretty much could only go to the grocery store. Those were, in fact, most stores were closed. They just had grocery stores open and like convenience stores that sell gas, things like that. And that was pretty much it. And you weren't allowed to leave your province for a while and so forth. So that had really hindered us ministry-wise. Actually, you know, I started leading people to the Lord in 1996. I had not had a week go by since 1996. I had not led somebody to Christ, but we had more than a month go by where I was not able to lead someone to Christ. And part of it is we're pretty much restricted to our house. Of course, we have some neighbors in our village we were giving tracts to, trying to witness to, and so forth. But and we did present the gospel to a couple of people during that time, but they did not accept just because of their Buddhism. One lady we really thought would get saved was a business owner that we've had some dealings with here that, but finally, after we gave a whole presentation for over an hour to her, she said that she thought Jesus and Buddha could do it together. So obviously she wasn't able to get saved. She, you know, you got to put your full faith and trust in Christ. So, so it had hindered, but now things are opening up. You know, Thailand's actually very mild now, but some other parts of the world where they're being very cautious about who they're letting in. And one of the no-nos is people coming from America to here right now. They don't want people from America coming here right now. So,
Wow.
yes. Well, America is considered to be the hotbed, is what they say. You know, so.
Imagine that's very different. You know, don't come in from the U.S. That's
yes.
Very
well,
different.
we're hoping that'll change. There's actually a group from our church supposed to come in October, but we're hoping they'll be able to by then. Obviously, if they have to be quarantined for 14 days, they don't want to come because that would be like the whole length of time they're going to be here or less. So.
Yeah. Well, I know you're hoping that. I'm hoping that, you know, I'm hoping everything goes well too. I'm hearing that a lot as far as different missionaries, the travels, you know, right now the travels are all wonky. There are missionaries that are looking to get onto the field that unfortunately can't. It's just everything's all messed up. Sometimes it's hard to remember the fact that God is in control, but he very much is. And everything's going to work out for the best. Brother Painter, when I interview these missionaries, very rarely do I speak on anything that I've read in a letter, or, you know, I try to leave everything just open for, you know, for the interview. But if you can, Brother Painter, and I hope it's not embarrassing, or the way you put it when you told me was, you know, God is looking to do great things because of this incident. But you had an incident recently, if you don't mind speaking on it, if that's okay, as far as what happened to your eye.
Oh, yes. Actually, I didn't put that in a letter, but I think I just sent that to you directly, but that's fine. About a week and a half ago, I guess, about a week and a half ago, there was a individual in our village that attacked me. I guess they didn't want me walking by their house. In the early mornings, I walk around our village for exercise, and they do it in the early morning because it gets so hot later in the day. So anyway, this individual indicated to me that basically that they were not wanting me to walk by their house. I guess I was disturbing them or something. So I thought, well, I won't keep walking by if I'm making them mad. But I was trying to go around them because I was already there and just trying to go up the street. And basically, they jumped out and threw a an egg in my eye from like, I didn't know they had an egg in their hand, but threw an egg in my eye from just a couple feet away from me to my right eye. And it kind of stunned me for a second, took me by surprise. And then they were trying to stab me with some garden shears. And so anyway, I was able to block that away and then, basically get away from them. I talked to a friend of mine here in the area, and they said, well, you need to call the police. So it did, and the police actually came and arrested this individual. And then they said that they were going to send them for a psychiatric evaluation because they thought they were crazy. So, but I know some people were concerned that maybe I would be, discouraged or something like that by this. But not at all. I think the Lord just realizes that there's going to be some great things happening here. And the devil knows that, and he wants to try to discourage. And so, the Lord sometimes allows things like this to happen, just to see sometimes what we're made of, I guess. And I think that it's not, for some people this might be devastating. It wasn't for me. Now I will admit I'm not somebody who's normally used to being attacked by people. Of course, if you know me, I'm a pretty big guy and never been pushed around or bullied by anybody or anything like that. So I'm not used to things like this. And before I ever went into the ministry, I was actually a policeman. So I think the only time I had ever been attacked was maybe trying to arrest somebody. But otherwise in my life, I've never been attacked by somebing like that. So I must admit it took me totally by surprise. But no, the Lord's getting ready to do some great things. We've actually already established a mission work, like I said, an hour and 20 minutes from here. Just a few days before that, or the Friday before that happened, we had just baptized 10 people that had been saved. And so, the Lord's getting ready to do some great things. On the other flip side of that, and nobody really knows much about this, but the place where I'm working at and we're establishing the church, right after we left last Saturday, a windstorm came up and blew a tree over and destroyed one of their buildings. They're working at getting it rebuilt right now, and actually I'm helping them with some of the funds for that to rebuild that building. And so the fellow that runs the orphanage out there, he's allowing us to use his property. It's actually his farm is what it is. It's not, he has an orphanage on it, but he's a farmer, and he's letting us start our church there with one of his buildings. And that way I don't have to try to rent someplace for starting out. But he got discouraged a little bit when that happened. He said, I don't understand, why this would happen. We're just getting ready to do some great things. And I told him, I said, that's how the devil works. He tries to discourage. And, I told him what had happened to me, and he couldn't believe it, because he said, that's not the Thai way. Thai people aren't that way. They're not aggressive. They're not, I said, yeah, I was very surprised. I said, everybody I told was shocked. And then the police even were surprised, and they're like, we think maybe this person's insane. So, but anyway, so that's the way the devil works sometimes. But you just overcome those hurdles, just like anybody else, and just move forward for God.
Amen. Well, Brother Painter, I'm glad you shared that with all of us, and I'm looking forward to speaking with you more in the future. I'm not sure how long we'll have this Missions Monday segment going on at our church, but I'm hoping we're able to do another round where we can get back to getting in touch with you, Brother Painter.
Sure.
I remember going soul winning with you, Brother Painter, and it was in an old neighborhood in Richmond that I lived in, and I remember, I'll never forget, 5 people saved that day, and just
yes, I remember
2 blocks worth of house knocking and door knocking, and me, you, and your wife just getting out there. And
yes, I remember that.
I can never see
I
that.
think we went to a Vietnamese restaurant or something afterwards, or someplace
like
that.
We did.
So.
We did. So definitely, I enjoy being around you and enjoy your time. So, Brother Painter, I know you've got some things going on. Just glad you were able to squeeze an interview in with us. And God bless you. God bless your family, your wife, and your kids, and bless the work that you're doing over there in Thailand. And hope to be hearing from you soon. I'm so thankful that you keep us updated so often with your letters, and I'm looking forward to seeing what God's going to do there in Thailand in the future. But thank you so much for meeting with us.
Well, thank you, and we appreciate your church and your partnership with us. It's a blessing. Obviously, we couldn't be here doing the things that we're doing without churches like yours helping have a part. So we definitely appreciate you all, and we keep you all in our prayers as well. And we know that being out there in your area is difficult too with some of the things, government restrictions and so forth you probably had to deal with. So we keep that in mind and pray for you all often. So
thank you so much, Brother Painter, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Yes, thank you, sir. Have a great day.
You as well.